Hello, people. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another wonderful session. It is GTTS, Gospel to the Streets. And this morning, I'm here in the studios with Ben Cranton. Call a friend, call a brother, call a sister. Tell them that we're live. We're live on Facebook, PenyGH. We're also live on YouTube, PenyGH. We're also live on PenyGH.com or radio.PenyGH.com. So wherever you are, I want you to join me. Welcome my brother into the studios. He is the music man. I call him Ben Cranton Music. How can I call him without adding the music to him? So, beloved, wherever you are, join me. Welcome the man of the moment, Ben Cranton. My brother, good morning and welcome once again.
Good morning.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a long time. Someone will say we're missing in action. Oh yes. Just that the GTTS went on a break, sabbatical break. So we're back, people. We're back. And so this morning we want to discuss something very interesting. And before we come back, I want you to enjoy this one from Ben Cranton whilst we put ourselves together. This is Kamafu Yesu. Yeah, enjoy this one. We'll be back shortly.
Ajinkwa Yesu Nyame ba Yesu Usani free so and you nyemo Di bewi asi Bewu Jimmy Kwa Ujano na Kasa Mami Nyame ba Yesu Usani free so and you nyamu Di very asi Bewu Chimika Ujano Kama fu Yesu, kama fu Yesu, ima fu Yesu, oh, mancha fu Yesu, oche me pano, Tanjana fu Yesu. Mini ochifo biti sawa
All right, so that has been Kama for Yesu from the camp of Ben Cranton Music, and it has been an awesome moment for me. This song speaks a lot. This song speaks a lot, and I want to know how is it doing out there after the release? How is this song doing?
It's doing fine. It's doing fine. The feedback has been amazing. People call and then would say, or would bless us for releasing Cover for Yesu. Because it's been a blessing to a lot of them.
Great.
Lot of people.
Great.
And we thank God for that.
We thank God for that. So I also want to ask you this question: ministry, work, and you cannot do away with one.
Yeah.
You cannot do because the work will complement the ministry because ministry needs money. So in terms of that, how you're managing ministry, that financial push and the support, is it forthcoming or?
I would say God has been good. God has been good. He's been providing as and when there's a need for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We are still believing Him for more.
For greater. Yeah.
There's a lot to be done.
Exactly.
There's a lot to be done.
Exactly.
We are still believing God for more breakthrough. Yeah.
All right. So Mary J says, "Can't wait to listen to this interview." God bless you, Elder Cranton. Mary, I believe you hear because you sent this earlier on when we when we scheduled this live message. So I want to believe you still live doing the listening. So whenever we meet, I say it is a chat, more of an interview. It's a discussion that we're having. We're talking, and today I want us to the theme that we want to speak on is salt of the earth.
Wow.
Salt of the earth. And as Christians, I don't know if we living up to this particular word, salt of the earth. Are we really the salt of the earth?
Yes, I would say we are. We are. Because you would find some who are seriously for God. And then you would find some who they are for God on one side, and then on the other hand too, they do things that do not give glory to God. So for being salt of the earth, we are.
We are salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my next question. As salt of the earth, we need to bring value. But for me, I still, we are salt of the earth, as you said, but looking at the things happening around us, I really want to know if we Christians still do evangelize. Do we still evangelize? Do we preach what we claim we are?
Yes, we do. We do preach what we are. Because one of the biggest forms of evangelism is your life, your lifestyle.
Sure.
Yeah. That's one big form of evangelism. So as you go about each day, you are being read like the newspaper in the hands of people. They watch you, the way you do your things, how you go about issues and all that. And then the way you live can speak to somebody about Christ. So it's two things. It's either it speaks about Christ or it does not speak about Christ.
All right.
So as for evangelism, I would say we are doing it.
We're doing it
by our lifestyle, the way we are living.
Okay.
So we are speaking to people through our lives.
Because I asked this question because there are so many people who say they are Christians. Oh, we're born again. But you see, the more we see those people, those born again people in our society, in our community, the more these evil things keep happening. What is really happening? Is it that although we are evangelizing, but we are not really preaching the truth to the people.
If you read Matthew chapter 5 verse 13, it talks about the fact that we are the salt of the earth.
Sure.
And then the last part goes to say that if salt loses its saltiness, what use is it?
Sure.
So now you go for parties and then you find unbelievers drinking, and then you find Christians joining them as well. Yes, you talk about, they tell you, say we did 2%, say 1%. Yes.
Yeah.
So we sometimes people think that the evangelism, talking to people about Christ, is something very big or very far away from us. But then the very little things we do. So you are in an office where you find somebody cutting corners and then making it. And then you're a Christian, you also start doing it. How do you talk about what the person is doing? How do you address it?
Sure.
Do we get that?
Yeah.
Yes. So at that point, you've lost your saltiness. You can't make any impact. You can't influence the person because you are just like the person.
Okay.
So like I mentioned the party issue. If the person is drinking, you're also drinking. Who will tell the other to stop?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the little things we do that we think, say 1%, say 2%.
Yeah.
Yes, the unbelievers are looking at us,
And
then we are in there with them. And see, if he's doing it, and then you are also part.
yeah.
How do you come back to tell him to stop drinking and then to follow Christ?
Oh, okay. Okay. I get your take. I get it. So it means that some others are doing it, others are also doing it the wrong way.
That is it.
Others are doing it the right way.
Yeah.
So if we look at it in that way, is God too silent, or we've refused to hear him?
God speaks to us every time. God speaks to us every time.
Okay.
And then one pastor once said something. He says that if you find yourself far from God, then he's not the one that has moved away, but you have.
Okay. Okay.
So if you find a gap between God and yourself, he is there. You have moved away.
All right.
Yeah. So he still speaks. He is not silent, or he's not being too silent. He still speaks.
Okay.
But the issue is, are we close enough to hear him? And that is the question we should ask ourselves. So if we are not hearing God speak, it means that we are the ones who are moving away from God. He is not moving away.
Okay. So we're not listening enough. So brothers and sisters, those of you doing the listening, those watching, we all cooperate, Could be that we're not listening well enough. We're not paying attention enough. I have this one from Solomon. Solomon says, watching live. Okay, Frank was saying that we should check the mic, but he's saying it's okay now. And Ruben said, Elder, you're right. Yes, Elder is right. So it means that we have lots and lots to do. Okay, there are challenges, and we all look into ourselves. We all struggling here and there, but we still need to find time and listen. We still need to find time and listen. We're discussing this on GTTS today, looking at all these things happening around us. So I want to ask, what do we make of all these things happening around? Today, you check on social media, this person is missing. We found this person dead with some parts of his body removed. And you find, this boyfriend has beaten the girlfriend to death, wife, and so many. How do you feel when you hear such news as a Christian?
I feel very sad. I feel very sad when I hear these things. I feel very sad when I hear these things. Somebody getting missing, somebody killing somebody for money and all that. But I think we should blame the whole society for these things that happen. Oh, it's true. We should blame the whole society. The whole society, in the sense that Now we measure success by the money you have.
Okay.
How much money you have.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up, fine, there were people who had money.
Yeah.
There were those who were average, like from average families.
Mm-hmm.
There were others who were a little below average. But then all these people earned respect in the society.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
get it? Because you could find somebody who is not too rich,
Mm-hmm.
but then can address a gathering which has rich people,
Okay.
and then they would listen. But these days, it looks like if it's a cash that does the talking. If it's like if you don't have enough, that respect is not there. And then it has even eaten into the church.
Mm-hmm.
It has even eaten into the church. That's the sad part. Because I don't know if you have ever seen a below average man being made a harvest committee chairman.
You don't have a car, you don't go there.
You see, so even right from the church,
Yeah.
we are defining success by how much money
Yeah.
you can show. Do you get that? And then these things eat into people's head, and then they want to get money at all cost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so alarming. It's so alarming how you find young people, sometimes GHS students, staking lotto,
Mm-hmm.
staking lotto, and then into all these betting and all that
Yeah.
for money,
Mm-hmm.
just so that they could like show off.
Yeah.
And this is one interesting trend that I find on TV and then in programs. You find somebody emceeing a program and then he's holding his phone, like the back of his phone. He wants you to see that it's
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I don't know if you have seen.
Yeah. I have.
You find
have.
somebody ministering,
Yeah.
singing, and then he's carrying his phone. And then,
Yeah.
like,
To show you that the
the
number of cameras.
People who cameras can watch, like.
Oh God. Oh God.
So it's a whole society. It's a whole society that has caused these things. People killing people for money and all that. If we would stop measuring our success by how much money you can show, how much money you have,
Okay.
then it will not push the young ones. Because those times growing up, you hardly hear say Ubia Kukumbi or the Kojisika, like you hardly hear those things.
Yeah, and even underage.
Like what was not a common thing. But these days it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. You see these small boys driving these Porsche cars and all that.
Oh God.
Like they want to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's not their fault. It's the community, the society that has done it that way. Yeah. It's not their fault.
And one thing that baffles me is leadership of nations, leadership of towns, leadership of organizations, okay, who's supposed to put things right. Okay, majority of them are Christians.
That is the point.
Majority of them are Christians.
That is the point.
So are we really living up to this? Salt being the salt of the earth.
It's a serious thing.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing.
Majority of our lawmakers are
they are either Christians or Muslims.
Or Muslim. Yeah.
And then I don't know, but just this week I was thinking about something. Growing up, like my daddy was a teacher.
Okay.
So most of his students, like some of them were Muslims.
Okay.
And then those I knew were Muslims, were staunch Muslims. Like Udini Huni.
Yeah.
But these days you find some Muslims drinking. Like, oh, it's true.
Oh God.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
So there's not only the Christians. You find some Muslims.
Also.
So like I was just asking myself, so what's happening? Because those times you find serious Christians, you find serious Muslims. But these days, like BBI style be
everything is normal.
That is
Everything is normal.
That is where the whole problem starts from.
Everything is normal.
When sin becomes relative, that is a problem it creates.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to justify everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I said we did. Oh, say
Yeah.
We did say boneki to be.
Yeah.
So like we are justifying everything. That's I was telling a colleague that we always blame the government, people in government, that there's corruption and all that. Even when we find ourselves in smaller groups,
Yeah.
the slightest chance somebody gets wants to cheat another person.
Exactly.
You see, the slightest chance you get, you want to cheat somebody, even in a smaller group.
Yeah.
And then you go and blame a politician and saying he's corrupt. You know, the corruption starts from the home.
We are dangerous than them.
It starts from the home.
Oh God.
And that's where it starts from.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are in a group. You've been giving 1,000 CDs to share. There are 10 of you.
Yeah.
So ideally, everyone should get 100 CDs.
Yes.
But somebody wants to get 150. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
If you want to get 150, then it would mean that
Someone will have to get less.
someone would have to get less than 100 CDs.
Yes.
And that's how it starts. The little that has been given to you, even the small one, your small group, you are struggling to manage it. And then you go through small, then it goes up, then you find yourself in a leadership position, and then things
you do the great things.
easy and
Oh mercy.
It's becoming serious by the day.
Yeah.
It's becoming serious by the day.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you ask yourself some questions. You find government projects that are being left to rot and all that. And I ask myself that, okay, if this thing that is being done was a personal project of the one who was in charge, how would it have ended up?
Yeah. Good question.
So it looks like if it is something that has to do with, it belongs to the masses, whatever happens to it, I don't care. But if it's our personal stuff, we take care of. And it's even in the church.
Yes.
It's even in the church.
Yeah.
People come to church, would find church properties in bad shape, but the person would not bother to take care of it. But any personal property,
yeah, a person will. Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
So Frank is saying that Christians as salt of the earth are supposed to be agents of preservative to help in preserving our environment. Will he advise a Christian to engage in galamsey? So so he's asking, will you advise a Christian to engage in galamsey? There's a question from Frank.
No, I would not.
All right.
I would not.
Okay.
And then it all boils down to this selfish nature I was talking about.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Like before, you can't tell me that anyone doing galamsey doesn't know that he would mess the water bodies up.
They know.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Right from the start, you know.
Yeah.
But because of the little you are going to get out of it, you don't care what happens to generations after you.
Exactly.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
You are pulling down trees anyhow, digging pits and all that, just to enrich yourself. And then the water that flows for others to access, you are destroying it. Seriously, I would never advise a Christian to go into it.
All right. So Manche Megavo says, Nana K, are they here? Aite Henry says, hello, this is Henry listening to you live from Trade Fair. And then Manche says that even what is preached today in the church is far from salvation. The youth now are higher in population as compared to the aged. Let's check the messages we put across. The pressure is too much. Peer pressure.
Charlie.
Yeah. And so you know, at a point in time, I asked myself that all these killings, all this beating, all this cheating, and whatever is happening, is it a side effect of this COVID-19? Like, does it affect our psychological faculty? Does it really? Is it the COVID that has influenced? Because it was getting right after COVID, all these things started happening. All these things, and I was asking myself, is it a side effect of COVID, or people get COVID, they get recovered, and hey, they become so abusive?
We seriously cannot link the abuses and all that to COVID. No. You see, the issue is we preach forgiveness in church.
Yeah.
We preach forgiveness in church. But even in the church, you have people who are loggerheads.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah, I get it.
We preach forgiveness, we preach faithfulness, we preach truthfulness.
Yeah.
But even in the church, you would find a church leader.
Yeah.
One incident that happened somewhere. A church leader was telling a member, I said, hey, mini upa.
Oh God. Yeah.
So the same church leader will preach forgiveness and then would preach truthfulness and faithfulness. But with mini member, no,
Yeah.
Easy. So it's like,
oh God.
It's like we are not living the messages we are preaching in church. Yes, we are not living the messages we are preaching.
Sure.
We preach forgiveness. Seriously, for spouses.
Yeah.
The thing is, you are not raised in the same home.
Yeah.
That is the first thing.
Yeah.
And then even with siblings that are raised in the same home, you don't end up having the same character.
True. True.
You have different characters. So just ask yourself, okay, you've been raised in your home. Your spouse has also been raised in his or her home. There's no way you can tell me, Mubeshia, and you start thinking alike. You would like everything about the person. The person would like everything about you. It will take time for you to gel.
Yeah.
Do you get that? So definitely there will be differences. But at least you should understand that nobody marries the enemy.
Sure. True.
Do you get that? No sane human being, no correct human being will marry his enemy.
Yeah.
I know I don't like you, I hate you. And then I'll go and see your parents and go and marry you. It doesn't make sense. So if you would marry somebody you love, then First Corinthians chapter 13 talks about love.
Yeah. Yeah.
That love doesn't keep records of wrong.
Yeah.
Do we get that?
Yeah.
Yes. So we read all these texts, these scriptures. We listen to all these beautiful messages, but then my pastor will say, "Yeah, ma, something in them. Like, don't allow the word to work in us."
Yeah.
Yes. So if the word doesn't work in you, it's like pouring water on stone.
Exactly.
It does not change it. It does not make anything out of it.
There's no effect.
It does not transform it.
Oh God. So we can say that all these things happen is just unnecessary competition and
seriously.
Unnecessary competition. Wow.
Seriously.
Everyone wants to be better than the other. I want to be better. So that is what
I always make reference to the church.
Exactly.
Because Matthew 5:13 says we are the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
And we are the light of the earth of the earth as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if it is happening in the church, then if it happens out there, you can't talk much about it. If it's happening in the church, there's competition in the church.
Yeah.
Unnecessary competition. On a Sunday, Charlie, ubi shed in attire.
Oh.
And it goes to the extent that you find people talking about others. Sister, where they be attire we are not shaba, sorry. There was a day I preached about love at church, and then I was like, Sister Natari no sheba, sorry. That is what the person has. And then she wants to come and fellowship with all of us. So she wear what she has. And then you who has plenty, who are all money be. That is one.
Yeah.
Who are all money panibi. And then 2, you talk about the one that the person wears. For the person to feel bad and stop coming to church. So even in a church crowd, we find all these things. And sometimes it becomes so worrying. Because you simply don't understand.
So I wanted to ask, so what is the church doing about this? Does this mean that the church has failed?
We can't make a blanket statement that the church has failed.
Okay.
That is the reason why I said from the start that others are making impact, others are not. Yes. So in the church, some are doing amazingly well. Seriously. Some are doing amazingly well.
Yeah.
Imparting lives here and there. And then I said, you go and gather the people, and some are seriously sucking the people too.
You know, this thing you said, there was one time I had a dream, okay, and there was a room like that, and we're pushing sheep in the room, and someone went to open the back door,
and the people were just
so by the time you finish pushing these ones, you told to go back there and bring these ones in. Whilst you're pushing them, this place is opened. And I didn't understand the dream until an incident happened in church, and I said, "Oh, really? That's what the dream meant." You go and do all the evangelism, bring the people, and those who are supposed to mentor them for them to stay, their words alone will scatter them.
That is it.
You do cost 90.
That is it. And then one interesting part is that you always go out there to do evangelism. You want to bring a lot of people in, but you don't do anything to maintain those that are
those that
are in there.
Exactly. So to say that the church is sick.
So it's like +1 -1.
Exactly. So the body is sick.
So one person comes in, one is out. That is a challenge we have.
So to be the salt of the earth, don't you think we should season the body first before we go out? We do re-evangelism within before we really go out.
I always say this: you can't give somebody what you don't have. You can't give somebody what you don't have. If you don't have the word of God in you, you cannot preach it to anyone.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Okay.
If you don't have the love of Christ in you, you cannot show love to others. So to be able to make impact out there, you have to work on yourself.
Sure.
Do you get that? You have to work on yourself. Like somebody who have an issue,
so I want us to so viewers, listeners, just listen to this one. Watch this one from Ben Cranton. It's called Oye. We'll be back, and oh God.
Oh Sunday, oh yeah, mameda, ne humoro no team hoda, me nyame aye denyina. Oh Sunday, oh yeah, mameda, ne humoro no team. Oda
Peny Radio.
Nyame aye. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, mama there, Dada, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, mama there, oh yeah. Hey, nyame aye, nena, oh Sunday. Oh yeah, mama da, oh my royalty, oh da, hey, nyame aye, hey, nyame aye, denina, oh Sunday, oh yeah, mama da, oh my royalty, oh da.
All right, so that is Oye from the camp of Ben Cranton, and hope you're enjoying the program so far. And today we're talking about serious matters on GTTS. So wherever you are, if you're not joining us, you're welcome. Marigold Serian Apple said, it's serious. You're saying, Agnes said, God have mercy. God bless you, elder. And then Bill Clinton says, good one. I want to believe is the song. So we're back. We're back. Is the church becoming the church as an institution? I'm not talking about the church as the body. I'm talking about the church as an institution that seeks to correct society. Mm-hmm. Is the church really having any positive impact on society?
I would say that the church is not the building we see.
Yeah.
The church is not the nice edifice we see.
Mm-hmm.
The church is the members that are in there.
Okay.
They make up the church.
Okay.
Yes. So if we would ask about the church making impacts, then it's simple. In our small corners, in our homes, in our workplaces, are we making impact? What difference do you make where you find yourself, whether it's your workplace, in the midst of your friends and all that? Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yes. I mentioned earlier that you find unbelievers drinking at a funeral or a party. You find believers doing same. At the workplace, people are cutting corners. You are doing same. So, what influence would you have over their lives? Meanwhile, the others too. Even if somebody is doing a wrong thing and then sees you coming, oh Charlie,
yeah,
yeah.
There are people like that.
Yes. Somebody attended a funeral and then somebody was sending him was going to save him an alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
Then there was this guy on Ujinan Cheng. I say, Master, I don't want your correct and I don't saw yourself. So
okay.
Realize that he didn't speak for himself.
Yeah.
Someone else did.
Okay.
Because of what they see the person
yeah.
or because they know who the person really is. Yes. So whether or not we would say the church is making impact, it boils down to we asking ourselves as individuals.
Okay.
The kind of impact we are making.
They're making. Okay. Okay.
Sometimes I think somebody made a comment that as believers we are supposed to preserve
our environment. Yeah. That's coming from Frank. Yeah, Frank made that comment.
Yes. And then we find ourselves in a community where say insuo munapena ubia anybody ne ball already. As soon as the clouds begin to form, then they begin to gather their rubbish. As soon as it starts to rain, they drop
everything in the rains and the gutters.
So that the water would carry it away.
Oh God.
And then it ends up in someone's house, ends up in someone's room. And then the following day you pick your Bible and you tell me you're going to church. Yes. So what it boils down to the kind of impact we are making in our societies.
Okay. All right. All right.
So if the church can be seen to be making impact, then we the members in the church,
members, okay,
we should be seen to be making impact.
Okay.
The church as a whole, a collective unit, will do its part. But then if we are breaking it down to us, what are we also doing?
Yeah.
How do you talk to people? Is your speech seasoned? Obi to me kasa like talks and then somebody goes like, hey, you because of you I'll never go to church.
As I've witnessed something like that right in my presence.
Because of you I'll never go to church.
Yeah, and I was very sad. The person was so it was unexpected because the person if you put the words that came out side by side, the personality, you see that no, they do not match. And the guy said, because of you I'll never. Yeah.
Then it happens. Yeah. So right from that point, you as a believer, Charlie, you've lost it.
Okay. So someone said if even God, okay, does not destroy the world, we will destroy it ourselves.
Oh, it's true.
We will destroy it ourselves.
It's true.
And we'll start from church.
It's true.
If God does not start the judgment from church, we will start it ourselves, right from church, and spread it abroad.
It's true.
And spread. So, being the sort of I see. Anytime I read that thing, I said, no, this thing, because salt. And there's one thing I know about salt. Okay, if you want to add salt to your food to make it nice, okay, too much of it will destroy the food for you. If there's no salt too,
You can't eat the food.
so we need to find that balance.
That is it.
We need to find. I think that's what we miss, is finding the balance where to know where the human limit is, and blend with the strength of God. We want to do everything on our own,
That's it.
and we also want to succeed at Majo. Like you pray with someone and God heals the person through you, Majo. Like those kind of things.
Yes, we want to take God's glory.
Exactly.
God's place.
So striking the balance is the difficult thing. We'll be ending very soon, and let me go through the comments again. Nana K Ade here from Manchester. Aite says hello, this is listening to you live from La Trade Fair. Even what is prayed today in church is far from salvation. The youth now are higher in population as compared to the aged. Let's check the messages we put across. The pressure is too much. Marigold said, Agnes said, God have mercy. God bless Elder. And then Bill Clinton said, good one. Let's head to YouTube again. And then Mary said, can't wait to listen to this interview. God bless you, Elder. And then Ruben said, Elder, you're right. And then Frank said, Christians are salt of the earth, are supposed to be agents of preservatives to help in preserving our environment. And then he asked the question whether you will advise a Christian to engage in galamsey, and I remember your answer is no, you wouldn't. Do you have any advice for the people on the streets, the youths, the elderly, the Christian, the non-believers, everyone? What advice will you give us as humans?
What I would say is that to the youth, God's time is always right. God's time is always right. So we shouldn't allow things we see others do give us pressure, or pressure ourselves with them. Because if you see your mate driving a Porsche car and then you begin to ask yourself, hey, that kind of thing. The issue is our fingers are not the same. Some are longer than others look bigger than others. Yes, so it means that God created all of us. God created all of us, but then the grace God has put on our lives is not the same.
Sure.
So let's stop comparing ourselves to others.
Okay.
That is one. As in, we, in terms of you, the individual, stop comparing yourself to others. And then two, let's stop comparing others to other people.
Okay.
Because we easily do it. Say on there, like things are going well for him. Also compare you maybe in now, so that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The person is working diligently. You don't know what God has in store for the person. Do you get that?
Yeah.
And then I believe in God so much that one other of mine will say that say come one day na me wukwana nyame so be shram.
Sure.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
The story of the 4 lepers in the Bible. They were hungry. They knew that if we go to the camp of our enemies, we'll die.
You die. Yeah.
If we stay here, we'll die.
So
let's take the risk. Let's go. And God magnified their steps. And then the enemy had like an army. And then they fled. And then they ate till they were full.
Sure.
So God can change your situation within a minute. So let's keep trusting God. Let's not compare ourselves to others. And then when we come to God's house, I would say that we should let our speech be seasoned.
Okay.
We should let our speech be seasoned, because sometimes what you say about somebody, So nipa ne tia. It say to me, yeah. Out of the people have left the church
Exactly.
because of what somebody said. One word somebody spoke about the person. Sorry. So let's season our words. Okay, let's season our words. And then I mentioned the fact that we are not the same. We're not raised in the same home.
Yeah.
So what might be a joke in your home may not necessarily be a joke in another person's.
Yeah.
Do you get that? So we should know what to say at what time. We shouldn't joke with everything. That is everywhere we find ourselves.
Yeah.
Whether church, whether at our workplace, whether in the house. We shouldn't joke with everything. Because something that in your home you can just laugh over, in another person's, it's a serious matter.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you would not know until the person feels hurt or gets hurt. So let's season our words, and then let's know when to talk about issues.
Okay.
And then when issues happen in the church too, let's address them diligently.
Okay.
We'll be there about can you say do before those. So like let's not create bitterness in the church. Let's not create grievances in the church. Because when people feel hurt, they walk away.
Yeah.
Which I think is not the best. It's not the best though.
Yeah.
Because if you feel hurt in one church and you move to another church,
Going to meet, yeah.
people they are human beings.
Yeah.
Those are human beings like where you left. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yes. And then let's learn to forgive. Let's learn to forgive and let's go.
Okay.
Because if you hold on to a grudge, you might end up sinning.
Yeah.
Absalom. Absalom, when the sister was raped.
Yeah.
The Bible says that he kept it. He didn't say anything to Amnon, the brother, or the half brother that raped the sister.
The sister, yeah.
He never said any good thing. He never said any bad thing. And then he kept it for 2 years.
Wow.
For 2 years until he plotted his brother's death. So let's not keep grievances. If somebody wrongs you, and then you can approach the person and then tell, oh, Charlie, you did this, I didn't like it. Approach the person and talk about it. If you cannot approach the person and talk about it, just pray to God about it. Okay. Don't keep it in you. Because if you do, it kind of hinders the relationship you have with God. So let's not keep grievances.
Okay.
And then the last one I would say is that we should let our lives evangelize to people.
Wow.
We should let our lives evangelize to people. The way you do your things, how you carry yourself, that one alone can pull somebody to Christ.
Okay.
Oh, because of this man, I'll go to church. I'll follow him to church one day. I want to go and see how things are done in his church. Because the way I see him. So let your life speak to people. Let your life evangelize to people.
Sure.
Yes. And then I believe in our own small corner, if we brighten the place, we make the world a better place.
Sure.
Let's move away from our churches and then go out there and then talk to people who need Christ.
Sure. Let's capture the streets.
Let's move the word to people who need Christ. People who really, really, really need Christ.
Yeah, true.
Because somebody probably might have done something that he feels that, this sin I've committed, God will never forgive me. And then all the person needs is just an enlightenment from God's word. And then if you don't go out there to speak, how the person hear?
Yeah.
So let's go out there. Let's move away from our churches and then go out there to speak to people.
Okay.
Because they really need Christ.
All right. So the people really need Christ. So beloved, it has been GTTS, and this is where we want to end it all. But then I've shared the links to the songs of Ben Cranton in the chat session, so you can check them up. Okay. Follow him on Facebook, on YouTube, Benjamin Cranton. On Facebook is Ben Cranton Music. On YouTube is Benjamin Cranton. So it has been great being with you. So we'll meet at the same time next week. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who joined us. For those who sent in comments, for those who could not. We also want to say a very big thank you to our families for releasing us. Oh God. So Ben is here. I want to give him the chance to greet some few people. I know he cannot mention all names, but hey, there are some few ones that he can do. So is there anyone you want to greet? Say hi to. Yeah.
I want to say hi to my family out there. My wife, my number one fan.
Yeah, sure.
She'll give you all the criticisms.
Yeah.
Today didn't speak well. You didn't sit well.
you know when it's coming from them, you know that these ones they are telling you, and it's coming straight from the heart. Yeah. So it's good.
God bless her so much. Mrs. Hilda Cranting. I call her Mami Akusia.
Okay.
Mami Akusia Inshira.
Okay.
Yes. She's a blessing to myself and the boys.
Okay.
Yes. We say God bless her so much for her patience, Charlie. we are troublesome. We are troublesome.
Come on, fire, sir.
Charlie. So God bless her and God bless everyone that has supported us. When it gets to this part, I find it difficult mentioning names because you might leave someone.
Exactly. That's the
You may end up leaving some names out.
Sure.
But there are some ardent fans out there that I can't go without mentioning them. One sister, Dinah Santua.
Okay.
That's my church.
Okay.
A very, very, very supportive young lady.
Okay.
And then one brother, Brachi.
Okay.
We tell you, hey, Charlie, today I play the songs. Oh, Charlie, God bless them. And God bless every other person who has supported us in every big way, every little way. We are so appreciative. Sure. Sometimes the words of encouragement alone it pushes us. Pushes us. So God bless the team. Bra Eben.
Okay.
Is an elder at my church, Eben.
Okay.
He's more like a son. A son in the Lord. God bless him. God bless AB. Abraham Wadankwa. Those guys have been very supportive. They took up a drive to push the subscription on YouTube. And it's working amazingly.
Thank God.
God bless them so much. God bless everyone.
All right. Okay. All right. So a special going out to you who did the watching and listening. Patrick Keys. Greetings going out to you wherever you are. So remember today is a Friday and Friday is packed. At 5 p.m. we'll bring you Fire Up Your Day. What the evangelist now say? And then at 6 p.m. we'll bring you Tell Me About It with ACK. I'm not leaving you alone. I want to leave you with Inshira Blessing from Ben Cranton Music. Enjoy this and then we'll meet again next week. It's a bye for now. God bless you.
Hallelujah. Shiranka osro aye ikani kinda Shiranka osro aye ikani inda Shira
Radio. Hope for the hopeless.